There was a point where music stopped feeling like something I was just doing for fun. And I don't think it happened all at once. It wasn't some big dramatic moment where I woke up and just decided that, this is what I want to do. It was more quiet than that. And it's something I just kept coming back to. At first, with making music, it was more just a curiosity. I was making mashups, just messing around, trying to understand how everything worked. I didn't have some perfect plan. I just kind of knew I liked the feeling of putting two and two sounds together and just making something new out of it. But then I started noticing that it was kind of taking up more space in my life. I started to hear songs differently. I'd, pay attention to the melody, the build, the drop, a way a vocal sat in the track, the way certain chords create a certain feeling. I wasn't just casually listening anymore. I was like studying without even realizing I was studying. And that is when things started to change. Because at some point, I just didn't want to make mashups anymore. I wanted to make my own music. And making something from scratch is very different. You have to literally start from zero and understand the entire process of making a song. There's no finished vocal to lean on, there's no existing song that carried the emotion. It's just like you, a blank project, and whatever idea you have in your head. And most of the time, what I had in my head sounded way better than what came out of my speakers. And of course, that was very frustrating. I would start ideas, that felt exciting for like maybe 10 minutes, and then suddenly the drop didn't work. Or the breakdown was horrible, and the melody, felt off. The arrangement felt dragged, like something was always missing. And I had to learn that wanting to be good at music and actually becoming good at music are two completely different things. And that was probably the real shift when I realized that this just wasn't about being inspired. It was more about patience. It was about opening the project even though I didn't feel like it. It was about working on parts of songs that weren't exciting, or hearing something that sounds bad and not immediately quitting. And that's when it just stopped becoming a hobby for me. Not because I wasn't like getting attention or because everything was working, or not because I had proof, but honestly, I didn't really have much proof, but I honestly just cared enough to just keep going. And looking back, that's probably the clearest sign that something matters to you. Not when it's easy, when it gets hard and you still come back. For me, the foundation started there, and in that quiet shift from this is fun to I actually want to get good at this, that's when it became real.